Baldur's Gate 3 just simply hit the best time to be released because a lot of people are used to turn-based games. And you ask yourself, well, why is this the case right now? I'm going to tell you about all the turn-based games that are maybe influencing the success of Baldur's Gate 3 right now. So look, even though Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were not turn-based and they were actually real-time strategy games, you could, of course, pause the game and then fine-tune your strategy. Now with Baldur's Gate 3, we're back to turn-based games, which I think is the absolute best way to play a Dungeons and Dragons game, with the roles, with all the stuff that you need to think about while attacking and so on. It resembles the pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons experience just way much better, because you get to know which initiative everyone rolled, you get to know what's the attack order, you know, like what's your strategy can be, plan your attacks accordingly, see if that will resonate with the others. Why does turn-based gaming functions that well now that over 800,000 people are playing this game at the same time, when even back in the start of PC gaming and all this stuff, people were turning away from turn-based games because they thought people will just simply not like it and they like more on-rolling experience. Well, we do have games that are coming out that just recently that get back into those turn-based games, and I think one of the biggest part at the moment that played a role, especially with a younger audience, are those massive amount of deck builder games that are out there at the moment. Like, for example, Slay the Spire, just to name one of them. You do have those deck builder games where you are going into a fight, you have those turn-based fighting, you have your cards on your hand, you need to think about your next steps. Who do you want to attack, with what kind of spell you want to attack, what kind of weapon you want to attack, and that works not only on PC, but that works also on PlayStation and on Xbox and even on Switch. People got used to turn-based gaming again with those indie games, and I think indie games is a huge factor in this role-based revolution again, or let's say renaissance again, because they're back. Indie studios are there to spot a market that is growing, or that reigniting a market that has got a lot of interest. And those indie games usually do have not that much time, or they're not spending that much time into building a game like like a Starfield that is building like for 10 plus years. They have the advantage to see a trend, to jump on that trend, to develop that trend, and to expand that trend. And I think turn-based games are one of those trends where people can just sit down when they are not as highly engaged like into a Call of Duty game or whatsoever. They just simply want to relax. They want to play a game that is relaxing, and they can just simply play on the couch and have a good time while doing so. And those turn-based games did play a huge role in that, especially because they're working also so well on those consoles. Consoles is a great part. On top of that, not only consoles, but even mobile games. Like, I mean, turn-based games are perfect for your device, where you can like just simply, you see everything, you can expand everything, you can think about it, and it's also not as fast, because on your small screens you will not see that good with everything that's happening, and also reaction times and whatsoever. That doesn't even make a role in turn-based games anymore. We have very good examples that just recently came out for those turn-based games, like one of them being Jagged Alliance 3. Back to the roots, another game that just simply is a bigger game than just an indie-based game with a smaller team. I'm saying just, but those indie games do have a lot of love and devotion to them. Jagged Alliance is the bigger approach to those games. Very high scores, Metacritic with 81. Age of Wonders, another one, Metacritic really high. One of those civilization-based games. Civilization, always a game that has been played turn-based. Those games, they have their audience, and those are also part of the group that's maybe even playing Baldur's Gate 3 now. The people that were playing Jagged Alliance are maybe a group that is playing Baldur's Gate 3 now. The people that were playing Slay the Spire are people that are playing Baldur's Gate 3 now, and are all aware of the turn-based games. games. We do have more of those if we go down the line, with Honkai Star Rail even being one of them. The latest Spellforce is one of them. Dwarf Fortress is one of them, which also has got a big player base. Even the Warhammer games got back into turn-based games with Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate. Demon Hunters, great game. I played that one. Really, really cool. Dorf Romantik being another one. We got Expeditions Rome, which was a cool game with just basically like Baldur's Gate 3, a mix between those RPG elements and then those turn-based fights extremely well. Humankind for the people that want to play a Civ game but don't really like the Civ games how they are. So you see, a lot of those games just recently came out. I just got back to the end of 2021, so you see the trend was going into that direction. And I think we will see now, with the huge success of Baldur's Gate 3 maybe being the summit of turn-based games. I don't think that they are going to be bigger games than that, but I will vote for more turn-based games in the future because they see they're working well on mobile, they're working well on consoles, they're working well on PC, they're selling good, they can tell fantastic stories, and the people that are playing them are just more chilled and relaxed doing so. And I think this is, for the future, a very, very good way for gaming to get into or back into telling a good story, having thought out fights and not just going for that excitement, action, whatsoever, just flying bullets everywhere. We don't need that. But that, I mean, just think about it. Jagged Alliance, very good example, but think about a maybe an FPS style turn-based game like indie developers. One of a really exciting games that could be a new thing in the future would be FPS with role-playing and turn-based games. So that would be amazing. I cannot think about a studio that would do that right now, but I would love to see that. And I'm just like, right now that I'm talking about it, I'm so excited to play something like this. If you know maybe a game that is like that, please tell me in the comments. I would really like to try that out. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is right now in the perfect spot at the perfect time. Everything just fell together at like the best moment in time for gaming, for them, for turn-based games, role-playing games, deep story, and there's just scratching that itch that we gamers had. If you want to know why every single way you play Baldur's Gate you cannot basically fail, you got this video here. And if you want to know why every single class you choose does not really matter for the fun that you have, you got this video here. So thank you very much for watching. See you in one of those. Goodbye.